Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. So a couple of videos ago I talked about how Cartoon Network is releasing a cruise ship later this year. But what if Cartoon Network decided to make a theme park, or a hotel even, and decided to make it in the United States? I think this would be pretty cool, honestly. Because think of if you've ever been to the Nick Hotel, think if Cartoon Network made a Cartoon Network hotel. I think that would be really awesome, and I honestly would check it out if that became a thing. But what if Cartoon Network went the extra mile and decided to make a Cartoon Network theme park? The Cartoon Network theme park could even include a hotel as well that you could stay at. They can even have multiple hotels. Imagine this if they had two separate hotels. One which is based on the CN City era, and everything is based on CN City. And then you could have another that's based on the current Cartoon Network era for some younger audiences who watch current Cartoon Network. And I know a lot of people, including myself, would love to see a real life adaptation of the CN City. Now, this doesn't have to be in the hotel, honestly. They could even just make the theme part of the theme park out of that. You could make the theme park, one area is like, hey, this is the CN City, then another area is like, hey, this is the current Cartoon Network. It doesn't have to be a hotel. There could be so many different things they could do with this, and I honestly think it would be awesome. Like, imagine if they had the Foster's house in the theme park, and you could go in the house and say it's like a bunch of different areas of the house. It's like a mansion. You can go in it, and there's different rides inside different rooms, and there's a bunch of different attractions inside of the Foster's mansion. I mean, I think that would be amazing. I would love to see that. And maybe there's like an area, like say it is CN City, right? Like you walk around, you see the Foster's mansion, you see the cul-de-sac from Ed and Eddie, you see Billy's house from Great Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Maybe there's even an area that's nowhere from Courage the Cowardly Dog. I mean, I think this would all be really awesome to see, and it could be honestly, if they did this, I would go in a heartbeat, and I think so many people would go in a heartbeat because this would be so cool to see. That hey, it would be for two different demographics. The kids who currently watch Cartoon Network would want to go because they love Cartoon Network, and you could go to a Cartoon Network theme park. A bunch of kids would want to do that. But then there's people like myself who still like Cartoon Network from when they were younger and would love to see the older shows on Cartoon Network be adapted into a theme park. And I think a ton of people would go to this, honestly, even if it's not to the scale of Disney World, which of course it wouldn't be. But, it could be something smaller, and it could still be really cool, honestly. I mean, imagine you're just walking, and all of a sudden you walk past the treehouse from Codename Kids Next Door. Or you walk past the camp from Camp Lazlo. I mean, this would be such a nostalgia rush for people like me who grew up on these shows. But even for younger kids, I think they would find this stuff really cool because honestly, even though they're not familiar with these shows, it's still something really cool to see, and I'm sure it would be a lot of fun as well. Like imagine you're walking and all of a sudden you're in Bellwood from Ben 10 and you start seeing different aliens around Bellwood, and there's different games and different rides that you could go on from the Ben 10 universe. Imagine there's even a Mr. Smoothies you could go in to get some smoothies, and to get some, maybe they would serve burgers as well and stuff like that. I mean, this could be a really cool theme park, honestly. I would love to see this happen. I think it would be something amazing to see, and I honestly think it would do really well as well, because, like I said before, the kids who currently watch Cartoon Network would want to go to it just because it's a Cartoon Network theme park. And then the people who grew up on Cartoon Network, who still like Cartoon Network, or maybe even have kids of their own at this point, would go to just see the stuff they grew up with. And it would be basically a huge nostalgia rush for people who grew up on Cartoon Network shows. I think this would be really cool, honestly. I think it would do well if they did this, and I would love to see this happen. But honestly, I know what you're thinking. DC Network, how likely is this going to happen? How likely is it that we actually see them do this? Honestly, I don't know. Because it seems whenever Cartoon Network does something like a cruise ship or a water park, it's always in Asia. So maybe they could do this in Asia. I would hope to see it in the US because I'm probably not going to fly to Asia just to go to a Cartoon Network theme park. But I don't know how likely this is to happen. I mean, maybe one day they'll decide to do this. I would love to see that, honestly. And I think many of you would love to see it as well. How likely is it? I really don't know. I don't think it's too likely right now. I mean, maybe it is likely because they had, like I said, they do have a cruise ship coming out later this year. And who would have imagined that Cartoon Network's going to be making their own cruise ship? Honestly, like who would have imagined that? Now, maybe they will make a theme park. That would be awesome because I mean, the Nick Hotel does well. So maybe Cartoon Network will see that. I mean, the Nick Hotel's been around for a while, but maybe Cartoon Network will see that and be like, hey, you know what? Maybe we should try our own go at a theme park. Maybe we should try it, see how it goes, and it could be something really cool. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below if you would like to see a Cartoon Network theme park, and if they did make one, would you go to it? Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.